Why does it feel so hard to just be where you are now? We're constantly reaching for our phones and filling every quiet second, avoiding stillness without even realizing it. But life is meant to be experienced and lived in, not lived through our phones. How many times have you been in line somewhere and everybody's just looking at their phones? It can feel like we're all physically there, but mentally somewhere else. And it makes me wonder, why does it feel so hard to just be in the moment now? Why does it feel so unnatural to just look around and notice things around you, or even just talk to the people around you? I think a lot of it is because we have become so conditioned to keep up with what's happening online instead of being really present. And somewhere along the way, being constantly occupied started to feel more normal than being still. And maybe part of the problem is that technology can actually make us feel connected when really we're disconnected from the present moment. I just started reading Brené Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection, and she talks about how we are biologically wired for connection. And with all of this new technology, it can almost trick us into feeling like we're connected, when in reality, we actually need more human face-to-face conversations in order to feel healthy and grounded. And I'm not saying that taking pictures or videos is bad. I think that it can be beautiful to capture the moments if done intentionally. But when is the last time that you went out in nature and just looked at the trees? Or went out in public and just looked around? And I find it interesting that when we do actually immerse ourselves in these moments, it can almost feel like a different reality, and time even feels different. Because to me at least, spending 40 minutes outside can feel like hours, but spending hours scrolling on phones can feel like 40 minutes. Whenever I go on hikes or walks, I always try to slow down and appreciate the beauty around me and try to really hold on to these moments, because this alone can change your whole mood. And I really believe that this is part of what our brains are really wired for. And if you look at old pictures, even from the early 2000s, before modern phones really took over, everybody just seems to actually be living in the moment. And if you look at old concert videos, nobody is recording. Now it feels like we're more focused on capturing every experience on our phones rather than actually enjoying it. And let's be honest, we almost never go back and watch those videos anyways. I truly believe that we are not meant to live like this. Human life can be beautiful and inspiring and creative, flowing, and life on social media can just make us feel like we're all being pushed into the same mold. Like there's less room to just exist naturally. And maybe we should allow ourselves to just sit and realize the thoughts, feelings, and opinions that we truly have, rather than just soaking up others' opinions online. I think that we are meant to spend more time outside and less time inside feeling trapped on our phones. At the end of our lives, are we really going to regret going out and having these experiences? Or are we going to regret how much time we spent scrolling? I think it's the second one. We need to give our brains less stimulation and let ourselves be bored again. If you think about it, being bored was almost normal before, and we would naturally find things to do when we were bored for too long. But now it's like we just tried to escape this. When needed, we really should try to find more calming and grounding activities to reset our nervous system instead of just constantly filling it with noise, because there's just too much noise. So much so that silence can just feel eerie. But if you think about it, without all of these distractions, that would be the baseline of our existence. The noise would come more from human face-to-face conversations, music, and natural sounds throughout our day. If you are feeling overwhelmed and just feeling trapped inside on your phone, I highly encourage you to go outside and go for a simple walk if you can. And if not, just go around your house and notice things that maybe you just take for granted or haven't noticed before. Or just sit in silence, even if only for a couple minutes, just to really reconnect with yourself. Notice, what are you really thinking and feeling right now? And maybe what are you trying to suppress? Let me know in the comments if you also feel like it's just gotten harder to be present these days. And if this resonated with you, feel free to like and subscribe to see more things like this from me in the future. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.